Okay, just to prove to you that I'm not telling you bullshit like everyone else is. I'm not giving the ratios, of course, because they've been hard fought, hard won. But you know, you can work them out yourself. Just do the same work as I did. You should come to similar results. So we're going to put in some ammonium molybdate in there. Yeah, don't accept all this bullshit, you know, because it's used as a a cofactor in catalysts that you need very small amounts. Don't forget it has to get into the plant. You know, is it mobile in the soil? Blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Okay, good enough. Right. Okay. Basically. And then of course you basically just mix it in. That's what I'm using the glove. I mean, it's only poison if it actually gets into your body, fellas. You know, you don't want to breathe it in. It causes permanent, chronic lipidinosis of the lungs. So you don't want to breathe it in. So just be very careful. Yeah, treat it as though it was asbestos or something like that. Put it that way. You know. So anyway, so that's what we do. We just mix it all in, and we'll set it. And then overnight, I'll set this until night time, and then I'll mix it together, and I'll let it sit until the morning, and then we'll set it up. Okay, that's part of the secret anyway. Is you let them sit in separate containers for a while. Let the universal surfactant go to work, do its business. And then you mix it's like an epoxy resin or something, you know, araldite or something, separate parts. Let them sit there, and then you mix them together, and then all the reactions when they're separate ways. And then you pot it up, flush it, and basically that one's flushing at the moment. So, ooh, we've got a bit of coloration on that one. Can you see a bit of colour down there on that one? Ooh, bit of coloration on this one too. Oh yes, that's one thing I forgot. When you put the molybdenum in here, it will actually go sort of a custard yellow in a way. So that's just something to know. So you've got to ask yourself the question. Yeah. And you remember I said the other one, I did get this sort of blue look to it. So if that blue stuff there, goes up inside the plant, it could be concentrated, and perhaps that's how you get your blue fly trap. I don't know, but somehow I think the way you're going to get the blue fly bit is to take that red stuff you get at the centre, and then the organism, like in its magenta red stage, you've got to turn that blue. Once you do that, you will get a blue fly trap of some sort. Anyway, I'm going to move this one, shift this one over there into that sunny spot, so it gets equal amount of sun as that. But I said by the third week of February, I reckon that bar of sunlight there is going to be close to right out to the fence. I reckon we're going to have to shift some of those stones. So, you know, you might want to stick around for that. And it's going to be really bloody fucking hot, and I'm not going to be in a good mood. So just preparing you fellas. There'll be a lot of swearing, because it'll be 46, 47, 48 in the shade. And at night time it'll be 26 overnight, balmy night, so the humidity is through the roof, yeah, greater than 85% usually. As I said, as the saying goes, if it went on for another 6 weeks here, we would be doing the things like the people up in the Northern Territory would. We'd be throwing ourselves over mountains, you know, base. We'd be all learning to base jump, basically. I think that's what we're doing here. We're learning to base jump, fellas. We're clearing out all that bullshit that's been around, you know, all this. I've got to use grit shit because the papers talk about the larger grain size of the Atlantic coastal plain. I'm thinking, whenever you've been at a beach, you've seen really large grain size that make you suddenly stop in your tracks and thinking, shit, this beach sand is different. Wow, look at the grain size. No, never really, have you? I haven't. And I live in the land with the largest coastline of any continent on the planet. You know, we have beaches everywhere. You know, has anyone sort of quoted that, oh, this beach here has really large grain size? Even, as I said, the sand from Apollo Bay. in Victoria. They ain't large grains, sand grains, fellas, so, you know, it's all a lot of bullshit. People have been, and of course, if you've got large grains of sand, you're not going to get anabiosis down the bottom. There's too much air is going to get down there, so, you know, you're going to totally miss out on what drives nitrogen fixation. So, and I said, the third picture there is about to open up by rights, by my work in the past. It should start to ramp up, the growth should start to get a lot better very soon and very quickly. And as I said, it seemed to be concomitant with the appearance of this green stuff on the surface horizon of the medium as the peat sort of goes into this black phase. But now if that peat was underneath the soil and turning black, you would be getting rotting and things like that. So I think the idea is to have your white wood in granules underneath and only have your brown wood on the top, really. But we'll see. As I said, we've set one up with our bark chip in there, a peat and nothing, and see how well it goes. And then we'll try separating it out. We'll just have the granules in the bucket, and we'll have the bark chip and the peat on the top, and see if we get a much better response. I mean, that's what science is. A very simple experiment. But I'm going to set up another one too here. I'm going to set up another one of these, and I'm going to separate out the newspaper cellulose on one side and your peat on the other. And I might do bark chips on one side and newspaper cellulose on the other. And we'll see where the greening occurs, because I suspect the greening only occurs with the whitewood. Oh, wow. I really do like that sort of reflection on there. Hang on, let me take this off the tripod. I really do like that reflection that's there. Hang on, let me take this off. Oh, yeah. I said I've had a few heavy days the last few days, so, you know, I'm a bit exhausted. But yeah, I do like that reflection of the red on the outside of thing of there. I really like. Oh yeah, look at it now. It's in the sunlight. Oh yeah. Now the sunlight's back. We've had two and a bit rainy days. I reckon this one's going to take off, fellas. Same with yeah, not bad. But as I said, I think these are going to take off too, especially these ones in the peat thing, and I think we'll do so much better now. We've got a plan, fellas. Now we're not sort of stumbling around in the dark like we have been over the last 150 years or so. You know, all this idea, like eat the insects for the nitrogen. Now, how do you figure that? You know, so you got these little tiny little protein packets that they're taking. You know, and you reckon you get this really massive. Have you seen Drosophila gigantea in the wild growing on deep sand? Have you, fellas? I mean, I have. Once you've seen Drosophila gigantea, none of this granite apron bullshit. I reckon that's also a conscript. They don't want you to know how big Drosophila gigantea and how sturdy it is when it grows on deep sand. I mean, deep sand. You know, the tubers go down at least 2 meters. That's documented, both photographically and materially in papers and books by Kingsley Dixon and S. Pate. So you might want to look those up, because the data they record is quite shocking. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to normal. Whoops, went right through the whole spectrum then. No, wrong way. Can't even press the button properly now. Okay, hopefully I'm right there. Anyway, so as if some more fly traps come in the shop, I'll set some up and we'll go for it, fellas. We really will. We'll go for it. Okay, over and out for now. See ya. Oh, look at the colour on these straps. Quite nice, you know. Yeah, I would have been really happy with that about 40 years ago, but now, yeah, okay. It's just a bit of a ho-hum sort of situation. A lot of work for very little joy until now, I suppose. But we're going to get so much joy over the next few months. I think it's going to become bloody fucking believable, I reckon. Remember, keep the concept of the white wood and the brown wood in your head, and a universal surfactant, and you won't go far wrong, I reckon. Okay, over and out. See ya.